NFL, the Browns have selected their starting signal caller. Deshaun Watson gets the nod after the Browns' second preseason game, beating out second-year quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Watson went 5 for 12 for 35 yards and a pick in that outing, but Coach Todd Monken said the assessments went beyond that.
Took in the full body of work over the course of off-season to training camp to the games, the joint practice, and ultimately felt like to start the season on the road, Deshaun gave us the best chance to move the ball and score points. I mean, that's really what it's about. And felt that way going into the last game, but wasn't sure. And after we talked as a staff and after we re-looked at everything, we're going to go that direction.
Watson was named the starter, but neither signal caller has exactly shown out so far this preseason. Watson has slightly more yards, while Shedeur has the edge in completion percentage. Both quarterbacks also have a negative touchdown to interception ratio.
Jalen Johnson, the Bears' outstanding cornerback, he'll be joining us a little bit later. But first, the news of the day: Deshaun Watson has been named the starter for Week 1 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's Todd Monken and the decision and how he arrived at that decision.
Deshaun is going to start against Jacksonville. Took in the full body of work over the course of off-season to training camp to the games, the joint practice, and ultimately felt like to start the season on the road, Deshaun gave us the best chance to move the ball and score points. I mean, that's really what it's about. And felt that way going into the last game, but wasn't sure. And after we talked as a staff, and after we re-looked at everything, we're going to go that direction.
Monken said Deshaun gave us the best chance to move the ball and to score points. Well, here's the stat line versus the Bills. 5 of 12, 36 yards, 0 points, 1 interception. Given Ocho, you felt this way the entire offseason. You said that if they don't release Deshaun by June 1st, Deshaun Watson's going to start because there's too much money involved. Guys that make that kind of money don't sit the bench. At least to start the season. And so you've always felt this way. I felt they should have released him in the offseason. And then once I realized, like, hold on, this thing's going to cost them somewhere between 85 and $100 million in dead cap space immediately, I said, nah, he ain't going nowhere. But he starts the season. Todd Monken says he believes Deshaun gives them the best opportunity to score points on the road and win ball games. Their first 2 games, if I'm not mistaken, they start on the road. Ocho.
Yes.
You're not going to be surprised by this decision, but what do you think really went to the decision? He said he and the staff, I don't believe he and the staff had any say in this. I think it came above his pay grade, and they made a decision, and he says, okay, me and my staff made this decision.
Listen, I told you, obviously the coach, I'm not saying he's a puppet. I'm not saying that, but I knew all along. I knew all along, for one Uncle Joe, that Deshaun was going to start simply because of the money that's owed to him this season. That's it. So understanding that, Todd Monken is in a tough position when he can't answer the question like he really wants to answer it. You know, saying that based on his performance, and we feel he gives us our best chance to win. But if you look at the numbers, that's not the person that gives you the best chance to win. You know the call is coming from upstairs. And I understood that call will come upstairs based on the person that writes that check. You're going to have the person that's making the most money start as the starting quarterback for our team. And I said it as soon as before the season started, when they went to training camp, I said, it's Deshaun Watson's job to lose. It's his job to lose. So they're going to allow him to start. And they had 2 games on the road. I'm hoping, I'm not sure what's going to happen with those 2 games, hoping he looks to par. But if he doesn't, that first home game, the 3rd game of the season, if it's not going well, at that point, a change will be made. Mark my words. I haven't been wrong yet. Since basketball season, I haven't been wrong yet.
Oh, man, here we go.
Listen to me, Joe. Stay with me. Joe, I know you're frustrated because you ain't been right yet. But I'm telling you, hey, I'm not trying to be rude or nothing. If the 3rd game does not go the way it should, a change will be made going into week 4. I'm telling you right now ahead of time.
So you think a change will become as soon as week 3? Don't even give him a chance to.
Don't get you saying they ain't gonna Okay, the only way Deshaun can get through this, Ocho, is if he come out there 2-0. And guess what? Guess what? Game 3, they still gonna boo him.
Yes.
Hold on.
It don't matter. They still gonna boo him.
Hold on, one and one. He in the clear now.
Yeah.
Nah, they gonna boo him. I don't care what happened, Ocho. They gonna boo that man.
Joe, we don't care about the booing. He ain't got time to be worried about no
Yeah,
booing.
did you hear his press conference, man?
Joe, it's football season. He don't have time to be worried about no booing. You got to go in there and perform. That's it. The
I
booing,
agree. I agree.
got to
I
go in there
agree.
and perform. Because they gonna boo no matter what.
Man.
Only thing that cures booing is winning and performing. That's it. And if you perform well, the wins will come. The booing will stop.
Hey, if I'm Myles Garrett, I'm in LA with my feet kicked up, got a pina colada jumping. You hear me?
He got that heel.
I'm so glad to be out this mess, man. I can't. Hey, listen. I still can't understand that. Okay, Ocho. I mean, I understand that the guy make a lot of money, but Todd Monken said he gives them the best chance to put points on the board. That's a damn lie. That's a lie. It's a lie, Ocho. It's a lie.
He ain't put no points.
You know
He
that?
didn't put any points on the board. He had an opportunity.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So this preseason, look up how many times of a scoring drive has Deshaun scored? How many points have they scored? It's not like they scored a bunch to begin with, but
so it's kind of hard for me to believe anything Monk can say from here on out. Here, he said it was performance based. Nah.
You know what, guys?
Nah.
This strikes me as a decision, Ocho Joe.
We start by capturing our kickoff meetings with AI Note Taker, which turns everything we talked about into a clear campaign brief. Tasks are then created and assigned across.
Bro, we already gave him $230 million. He has a poison pill in his contract that if he's on their roster, March 13th is $200 million fully guaranteed again, Ocho. It's okay. I love a coach that will admit when he's wrong. He said, you know what? Coach Belichick was notorious for that. He'll move on off you. Sean Payton says, you know what? I didn't give Russell Wilson this money, but this is not the quarterback for us. I'll admit when I'm wrong.
Yes.
Green Bay says we understand and we appreciate what Aaron Rodgers have done for us. 4 MVPs, a Super Bowl MVP, and he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. There's no question about that. But right now, it's time to move on. It seems to me that Jimmy and Dee Haslam and Andrew Berry, they're not ready to move on. The fan base does not want this. The fan base is what pays all the bills. Well, a lot of the bills, not all the bills, a lot of the bills. They've made it abundantly clear. I wish Deshaun nothing but the best. I hope he can go out there and perform and get some looks, have some resemblance of himself. I don't see. It's just hard for me to see a guy that's played 5 years and had 19 games in 5 years ever getting back to what he once was. And in this league, you can't be half of yourself and be as good as you once were. And so I think it's going to be an uphill climb for him. I agree with you, Joe. It's just going to be hard for Todd Monken to convince that locker room that this was his decision. I know it sounds like, me and the staff got together, but it's just hard for me to believe. Deshaun has been a part of one touchdown drive all season. That if I'm not mistaken, that was the first drive. That was the first game they played. They ended up getting a touchdown on one of the drives that he was the quarterback in. But
hey, if I'm Deshaun, Uncle Ocho, I'm just looking at this. Obviously, I'm taking it one game at a time, but I know this leash I got, I know it's short. You know what I mean? Hey, man, I'm going balls to the wall. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, when I watched Deshaun play throughout this preseason, Uncle Ocho, he hasn't seemed. It seemed like every pass that he make, it has pressure on it. You know what I mean? He don't look like he real comfortable and fluent in that pocket and just, you know what I mean? It's like every pass, it's like everything that he does, he's like methodical with it, and it's like he's telegraphing. Man, you gotta open up the floodgates and get to going, young fella. At least you got an opportunity, bro. That's how I can look at it. And if I'm Shador, hey man, you gotta keep being patient, homeboy. You gotta keep being patient. Keep being patient and stay ready.
Shador time is gonna come. It's gonna come, especially if things don't go right. You know, those first 3 weeks, that time is gonna come sooner, rather sooner than later. For Deshaun, I think it's imperative that his supporting cast play to the best of their abilities. When it comes to those receivers, always be in the right place. Always been in the right place, on time, doing everything within the scheme of the offense. Running backs, tight ends. I mean, Fanning gonna do his thing at the receiver position. Concepcion, everyone else that's been looking good in training camp, they have to be on point. Deshaun Watson is only going to be as good as his supporting cast. Jerry Jeudy, well, he needs you. If there's any time you need to show a resemblance of how you looked when you was at Alabama, it's now. It's now to ensure that your quarterback is on point, because he's only going to go as far as they do. That's it. He can only control so much. So it's up to him, it's up for his supporting cast to go out there and show out, and for Deshaun not to be gun shy. Don't be gun shy. You got to play football.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I agree with Joe. He just has to look comfortable when he's throwing the football, Ocho. Everything is just he doesn't look smooth. He doesn't look like the Deshaun that I'm used to seeing, and I don't know what causes that. Look, I don't think his offensive line is very good, so whomever is back at quarterback is going to be under duress a lot during this season. Those first two games, Jacksonville in the state of Florida, I don't know. Maybe they come home, maybe they stay down there because it's Jacksonville, and then right down the road is Tampa. So I don't know how they're going to handle that situation. But both of those teams, I think, especially Jacksonville, can get after your quarterback. Tampa, not so much, but they're very, very physically a very sound, fundamental football team on the defensive side of the football. Baker's looking to make a name for himself. We're going to see what Verse. I'm not concerned about their defense. The defense is the last thing that's on my mind when it comes to Cleveland.
Exactly.
But I do know this: if the offense continuously goes 3 and out, it'll wear that defense down, and then the offensive teams will have their way with that defense. That's just the way it goes. I'm scouring and looking. I think everybody is shocked by this decision based on how Deshaun has played. I don't think anybody thought that it's like, oh man, this is a great decision. Deshaun was so much better, and it's like, well, Deshaun Shador wasn't that much. I just think Ocho and Joe, I just think it's really, really hard for someone to show you how much better they are than someone else when we're splitting the reps. Because the one thing, you as a football player, as an athlete, you need rhythm. And it's hard to get rhythm, Ocho. You go 3 plays, I go 3 plays. You go 2 plays, I go 2 plays. You get 1, I get 1. It's just hard for me to get a rhythm like that. I'm used to going 7, 8 plays, and then maybe the last 2 plays, the backup comes and get in. It's just hard. I'm gonna have to take Todd Monken at his word, although I don't believe it. But I'll take him. Hey, he says that he and his staff sat down, and this was the decision that they came up with. And Lord, forgive me if I'm wrong. I really want you to forgive me if I'm wrong. But it's just hard pressed for me to believe that this decision didn't come from Jimmy and D. Haslam and Andrew Berry.
Right.
Hey, I told you it was coming from them. I mean, listen, I wish both of them all the luck. I would love for Shador to be starting. I would love to see him in there. He's exciting, for that fan base, for that city in general, the energy that he does bring. The hope, when he is under center, because you never know what's going to happen. He's going to push that ball down the field, some of those plays. But Deshaun is a starter, and I'm wishing him nothing but the best either, unless they playing us. That's about it. I know one thing, but whoever's calling the plays, you got to play to Deshaun's strengths, whatever those strengths are. I'm not there to practice with him. I'm not able to watch film. Like Unc said, it's hard for him to see him looking like he did 5 years ago, only playing 19 games in a 5-year span. If he can bring any of those flashes of how he looked when he was at Houston, the Browns are going to be in good hands. If he can't, at least he's going to be real. The leash is already short. So,
of the 50 quarterbacks with at least 15 starts since Deshaun Watson joined the Browns in 2022, only Will Levis has a lower QBR. Will Levis is 28 points, so basically 29. Deshaun Watson is 33.1. Cam Ward is 33.2. Zach Wilson is 34. Davis Mills is 38.6. So only Will Levis.
So that's supposed to improve. That's supposed to improve and get better this season, right?
Ocho said, I don't know what you want me to do, Joe. Ocho said, Joe, I ain't making the decision. I just told you what the decision that was going to come down. I just kind of told you what it was going to be. I didn't make the decision.
That's it. That's all I can do, Joe. That's all I can do. I'm not saying I'm Ochodamas. I'm not saying I'm Cleo. I'm not saying I can predict the future, because I can predict the future. I give you the lottery number so you can win, because I want to bless you in that way, in that manner.
Okay.
I just understand the dynamics and how those folks think up there. That's all I'm saying. Ari
Meroff says part of the thought process behind naming Deshaun Watson the Browns starting quarterback the opening season 2 road games at Jacksonville and Tampa before returning home week 3. That would give Watson 2 games to prove himself away from a fan base. If he struggles, Shador could take over in front of a home crowd after the boos Watson received on Saturday. Albert Breer, the decision for the Browns came down to a full body of work. Deshaun was better and more consistent over time before a tough day Saturday and practiced well against the Bills on Thursday. Thursday. The other thing that I've said all along is either for Watson and Sanders and the other way around. If it doesn't work, Cleveland fans can pivot. But he was better. Wow, he's more consistent. So why were you posting those stats? Because when we look at the stats were saying Shedeur had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. When you look at the stats said Shedeur was 16 or 23. So what was was the stats flawed?
I mean, but you also have to understand the numbers tell one story.
Right.
But completely as a whole, based on the way they're evaluating, they're evaluating more than just the numbers.
Okay.
Obviously, they have to be, because if you're basing it based off the numbers, then Shedeur would be starting it. That's it. But there's so many other variables that come into play when it comes to them not just evaluating the quarterback, but there are other things as well. What those other things are, I don't know, because we're not in those times.
Getting the ball out of your hand.
Yeah.
Those are very important for a quarterback. Joe, you wanted to say something?
Nah. I mean,
Joe, you seem upset about this. You heard about this, man.
No, I ain't hurt Uncle Ocho, but I just knew Cleveland's fan base. I knew they were gonna be ticked off behind this, bro. They've been in the uproar behind this.
Yeah.
And I just feel like if there's ever been pressure on somebody as an athlete, hell, it's on Deshaun right now, bro. Regardless of how you feel about it, Uncle Ocho, he has an opportunity to put up or shut up. Hey, man, I just feel like even if they go back to Cleveland up 2-0,
they're not coming down. You
Ocho,
asking too much.
It's still gonna be bad. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just hypothetically speaking. I think it's still gonna be bad.
Yeah, I don't see. You're asking a bit much to go back to it. 2-0, Ocho, after 2 road starts. Now it could happen. It could happen. Hey, they all of a sudden.
Hey, let me tell you something, Uncle Joe. The way the football gods work.
Yeah.
The way football works in general. When it comes to teams, nobody is really hitting their full stride. Nobody's hitting on all cylinders. I think defenses are a little ahead of the curve when it comes to the beginning of the season, because all they have to do is read and react. It takes offenses a little bit more time to get themselves going, to find that rhythm, to find that continuity, where they're really comfortable, but they're going with, what they're going to do. So I don't know, man. But if them boys jump out the gate 2-0,
man, they pressure. They're bringing pressure. Because I think most teams don't believe that Cleveland Browns have a competent offensive line, and they don't believe either quarterback handles pressure well. Well, we don't get an opportunity to see Shedeur unless something unforeseen were to happen to Deshaun, and we hope that doesn't happen. With that being said, I think Jacksonville pressure. Jacksonville is Liam Cohen is going to dial it up. Now he has his work cut out for it, because the best part of the Cleveland Browns team is their defense. Yes. Offensively, they leave a lot to be desired. Jacksonville feel they're better than what they were. Travis Hunter comes back healthy. He's going to play one side of the football. Now, obviously, they're potentially, as the season progresses, they will have built-in packages for Trav to show some of his offensive prowess.
You've got a great idea. GoDaddy has the perfect domain name to go with it. It only takes a few minutes to register one with over 500 extensions to choose from. Take your idea online today.
So on that side of the ball, let him master something before you try to throw him in there and try to do all this stuff. There have been a lot of great athletes to play this game. Very few, I don't know, especially in the last 40 years, that have played offense and defense consistently and played them at a high elite level. So we're going to see how that plays out. But it's just, hold on. There's a video going viral of Deshaun Watson taking QB reps in today's practice. Take a look at this.
Yeah.
Somebody missed
the
the
hot. I was getting ready to say that. Hey, as soon as I seen the ball come out that fast,
hold on. So who far was
wide
that?
Receiver. You see the guy off the edge coming on the blitz? You high. Yeah. You run a slant or a stop route.
Hey, matter of fact,
you know what? I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. That might not be. You know what, Ocho? Go ahead, Ocho. Go ahead. You're going to say.
It's universal. If the man is off, you either run the slant or you run the hitch right away so he can get the ball out of his hand. If he's bumpy run and it's a hot route, what you got when
you got a 9 route, you got a fade. Take the top off it.
Got to go. So that also could still be.
That could be. That could be. I just know somebody screwed up because the guy walked to the edge. That's an extra guy. They can't block him. So they brought more than you can block. They need a side adjust. If he's off, you run the stop. What you're saying, if you're off, you run the stop, the hitch route, smoke route, or you don't do that because that's universal. So you already know it's already understood. So somebody, the quarterback and the receiver need to get on the same page. We can't have that. That's installed. That's day one. That's day one. All I know is when Todd Monken had his first camp back in March, they put this in.
Oh, hold on, OTA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His first practice, because new coaches get 3 practices. So this first practice, that had to be installed. So the guys press, you're more times than not, you're gonna run a go route. The guys press.
You got to go,
and you want to because they're bringing pressure.
Yeah.
I'm not. And somebody said, well, he might have been trying to throw a back shoulder. Unless you're Matthew Stafford or Aaron Rodgers with Devontae, I'm not running no back shoulder. I'm taking the top off. I don't want a 20-yard completion. I'm gonna be honest with you, Ocho and Joe. I don't want a 20-yard completion. I want a 40-yard touchdown.
Yeah, you don't throw back shoulder in that scenario. You got to get that ball at the hands. You got a man flying free with nobody blocking that coming around you. You ain't got time for that.
Joe, I'm just trying to give people some scenarios. Like I don't want to put it all. I don't want to put it all on Deshaun without knowing. Okay, what's your concept? I just know the way we ran it, like what you explained it. If the corner was off, it's a stop route. But the problem is, a lot of times corners don't want to play off because the ball comes out quick and he face you up. He going to the house because he gonna make you miss. Unless you're an exquisite, unless you're really, really good at tackling in the open field.
Base,
And that man got a two-way go. He can go inside and he can go out. Good luck getting him on the ground.
Yeah.
That's why they like the pressure. They know more times than not, 95% of the time. Let's go 99% of the time. If he's pressed and the blitz is coming, he know that ball coming up.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that ball.
So Jacksonville probably gonna play a lot of they probably gonna send a lot of pressure at Deshaun, right?
Because first of all, I don't think his offensive line is good, even if we don't pressure. Now there could be a situation, Joe, where they don't pressure because they feel they can get home with a customary 4-man rush, and now we leave guys in coverage. But you know what? I don't feel like Deshaun is as athletic as he once was. I think his body has been through a lot with the shoulder injury, the Achilles injury. I'm gonna take my chances. I'm gonna give him a heavy diet, but I'm gonna see how well he handle the pressure.
Not only how well he handles the pressure, how well do the receivers be able to get open?
That's always been an issue.
Because if they send in pressure, they're gonna have somebody right up, man to man, right in your face.
Yeah.
Can you beat me man to man? If you can't beat me man to man and you can't get open, Joe.
Well, at this juncture of the season right now, Joe, if you can't beat man to man, you either selling cars or coaching. All the coaching staffs are filled up. I don't know any general manager. They know some general managers that'll give them a job as a salesman. So guess what? You out of the league.
Yeah.
If you cannot beat man coverage as a wide receiver in NFL, there are 2 choices for you: selling cars or coaching. Now, which one do you want to do?
Yeah. I mean, they gonna have some plays, Joe, where they scheme people open, help them out a little bit. But we gonna see based on
I'm saying they got some talent over there. I know them guys young as far as Concepcion, Boston, Fanny.
Yes.
What's the running back? It's like Junkins. They got some talent, right? They ain't like they ain't got no talent. Junkins,
But I think the problem is where you're least talented might be the offensive line, which is where you need the most talent. Because you need to be able to protect Deshaun and you need to be able to create lanes for your running back to run in. So the problem that they might have, Joe, is that where they're least talented is the offensive line, which in turn will cause you the most problem as an offense. It'd have been interesting to know. That ball came out like I don't know what Deshaun was thinking. I mean, if you got whatever you got called on and that blitz comes, it's automatically adjust.
Yeah.
Everybody got to adjust. You can't run that same route.
Mm-mm. And the ball came out so quick, it definitely couldn't have been that quick out.
No, hell no.
I mean, but the ball came out so fast. He hit his hands, he hits, then he let it go.
Run that,
But he threw it
rewrite
like
that.
it-
Let's
it-
see,
like an out route.
because that might have been that ball had to come out. He's in gun.
Two ball.
Oh no, that's he's in the gun. That's 3 steps. That's a fade,
That's-
Ocho. You see, he's already in the gun, so he's already because normally a go route is 5 step and let the ball go. We threw it 42 and 4, 42 yards deep, 4 yards from the sideline. That play right there, he's already in the gun. That's if you're under center, 5 steps, no hitch, let the ball go. In this situation, you're already in the gun, so you're already 3 yards back, 3 steps back. And you see Deshaun, he catches the football, basically 1, 2, boom, ball's out.
We might have been trying to back shoulder.
That's what I was thinking. But I don't know. But
Damn.
and like I said, Ocho, you want a 20-yard completion or 40-yard touchdown? I think I know what you want.
Yeah.
I think I have a pretty good idea of what you want. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, look, I'm sure that's something they can go back over. It's like, look, we got to make. I've always believed this. If you man enough to bring pressure, I got to be man enough to punish you for that pressure. I got to make you pay the ultimate price for being disrespectful. My receivers, I need you guys locked in. I need you to make these guys pay the price for blitzing us. That's if a team blitz you, Ocho, they're telling you they don't really care about. They don't really think much about your receivers.
They don't respect you. That's a shot at the receivers. All you got to do is make them pay once, huh?
Oh, I'll stop you. Yeah.
All you got to do is make them pay once. Hey, hold on. Not only make them pay once, not just that game, but hold on. That lets everybody else know, oh, yeah, you know what? We got to be careful. We got to pick and choose when we blitz. We got to pick and choose when we allow our defense to be vulnerable because they can hurt us.
I might not can stop him from doing Joe, but I'll break him of the habit. My grandma said, boy, I can't stop you, but I bet I'll break you of the habit. I'll break you that blitzing.